dressing the way every filthy rich person should.
Thank you so much.
I am so tired.
Thank you.
I am so tired of millionaires and billionaires dressing like they are, mowing the lawn. You walk around and you go, I'm rich. How much is that thing around your neck?
The card's $26 million, but the Tiffany frame for it and the chain, one of a kind, priceless. But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a ruby Rolex to match it?
Yes, it is.
And of course, let's make it happen with this Cartier asymmetric. I mean, I look fabulous.
The world's least likable Canadian just got roasted by...
Kevin O'Leary has quickly become one of my least favorite people on this planet. He is unfathomably cringe, and yet he is still extremely vocal and can't stop chirping about his 40,000-acre data center in Utah. He's doing this nationwide humiliation ritual where he's going on like every platform imaginable, just be clowning himself publicly. He is an embarrassing specimen. He is a disgusting fungus worm man who can't help but yap and squeal about garbage that he is just truly clueless on. Like, he is actually an observably dumb person, and he continues to try and LARP as an American despite not even being a U.S. citizen.
Charlie, a.k.a. Internet Jesus, a.k.a. Moist Cr1TiKaL.
Let me ask, though, about why taxpayers should have to pay for this if it's a private business and your tenants are some of the richest companies in the world. Why would taxpayers be required, as they now are, to subsidize this?
They don't. They don't necessarily have to do that. They just won't win any contracts. It's a competition.
But why are you getting tax breaks, is my question.
Yeah, everybody, you go back and you say, what incentives can you give us to invest $15 billion in the first 1.5 gigs? That's what it takes. I have to go raise $15 billion.
Well,
That's just
okay, but anyone who starts a business, why should taxpayers have to pony up for that?
They don't. But
well, of course they do. If you're getting a tax break and they're not, they're making up the difference. There's a state budget.
Hey, that's no problem. That's no problem. I can build it in Texas. I can build it in Jacksonville, Mississippi.
But why, if it's such a good business, would you be asking taxpayers to help pay for it without giving them equity in the company? Are you giving taxpayers shares?
No, the investors get the shares. But here's why they would do it.
Why would the taxpayers have to?
Well,
I mean, in other words, if you want to start a business, but why am I, as a taxpayer, forced to pay for your business? I don't get it.
For Tucker Carlson, as they say, a broken clock is right twice a day. And let me be clear, screw both of these people, okay? I do not stand with either one of them. Want to make that clear.
He is Canadian. He has not even bothered to become a U.S. citizen. Yet he's willing to go around preaching about American values and trying to, dictate how policy should be, singing the blues about, oh, this is so bad now. People don't support my 40,000-acre data center in Utah. Those aren't real Americans. Those aren't real patriots. Those are Chinese spies. When he himself is not a American. He is a fraud. This guy is a actual miasma of cringe, filth, and greed.
Charlie is cooking here, as he will throughout this video.
To stop advancement of technology with the uncertainty it brings has always been a dilemma in capitalism and in America. And it's a fair comment.
But how is this capitalism? If taxpayers are paying for some of it, how is that capitalism? That seems...
I think that's no different than building an apartment building downtown in Austin. You can get incentives for that too, and that's just part of how it works. You can debate
How is that capitalism? How is that free market? If politicians are handing you other people's money to do it, how is that capitalism?
Well, capitalism is built into the Constitution, which I think was genius, because it couldn't have even thought that far ahead, was the idea of competition between states. Why is there an exodus out of New York City to Miami, where I live? Why are people leaving New Jersey and Massachusetts and moving into my building? Nobody in my building is from Florida. They're all from other states.
I understand.
And all of these people moving, why? Because they're reaching retirement age, and the environment in these other states is not conducive to their lifestyle when they're being taxed.
But I think you're making my point for me. You just listed states that use a higher percentage of taxpayer dollars for private industry, and people are leaving those states, Illinois.
Kevin O'Leary is a pathetic man. It's hard to even describe him as a man at this point.
Genuinely, I can't stand this guy. He is just trying to pillage and loot this country through his projects, most notably his 40,000 acre data center that's being brute forced through in Utah. He is just actually a stupid imbecile, like a bumbling moron. There's always this perception that if you have as much money as Kevin, you must be smart, but Kevin is doing everything he can to show that that's just not the case. Throughout this interview, he continues to, like, flounder. He was also then asked about, like, well, what jobs is it going to bring? Because Kevin keeps talking about the millions of jobs that this is going to bring. People just don't see the vision. And he couldn't actually name any jobs or actually explain that thought process of his. It also looks like he's zooted out of his mind. Why does he keep zoning out? This guy just super sucks. And it's not just the AI data centers that he's doing his best to go to bat for and defend tooth and nail. He also just loves to go on and talk about, like, American policies and stuff and his view on how that should be.
Then Charlie would show the following exchange.
Elevate Strategies, also a cell operating inside of Utah. Gabby Finlayson. Gabby, what are you doing? And who's paying you?
Well, hi, hello, it's me, Gabby Finlayson. What am I doing? Apparently we've reached the part of the Stratos data center journey where Kevin O'Leary goes on national Fox News to accuse us of being cells for the Chinese Communist Party.
At the end of the day, who would want us to stop building our electrical grid? Which adversary would want that? There's only one. It's China. So what I think is happening, and I got my guys to go a deep dig into the IP addresses, and here's what we found out. This is fascinating. We found 2 cells inside of Utah. Elevate Strategies. Gabby Finlayson. Gabby, what are you doing? And who's paying you? So what I'm doing right now is, after getting this data, I'm calling out Gabby, operating in Utah.
So, hi Kevin, we are Elevate Strategies. This is Utah. You might not know it because you're from Canada. This is where we live. Before we get into anything too serious, this is the very scary, very intimidating man that is threatening us. We are not taking the criticism of anyone who is wearing flip-flops and a suit on national television. You know, it's not every day you get called out by first and last name on Fox News by a Canadian billionaire trying to ruin my state, but here we are. Kevin, are you okay? But after sitting with this for a moment, we decided to take it as a compliment because, first of all, how are these men scared of us? Have you met us? Hi. What are we talking about?
I want a forensic audit of who's funding their platforms. Who is it? So these are proxies for the Chinese government's my argument. And if they're not, because I want them to be able to defend their name to Gabby, come out wherever you are.
Okay, Kevin, go ahead. Mr. Wonderful's Nancy Drew little detective agency, have at it, brother, because if we were Chinese operatives, we would be the worst operatives in the entire world. Someone alert Beijing that the payment portal to Jackie and I's Amex bills is somehow broken. As a reminder, we run Democratic campaigns in the state of Utah. If we were in this to be making money, we would be doing literally anything else. And you should know that because your job is to give small business owners advice. Yeah, you'd think that Kevin would understand the hellscape that is late stage capitalism and consumerism that has led to you becoming a terrible, horrible billionaire who's trying to ruin our state. But if we're talking about audits, we should be auditing the Stratos project. We should be auditing all of the politicians that, I don't know, do you have property surrounding the Stratos project? Or maybe do you have interests that you were changing the laws before this was created? Hypothetically. We're just saying we should maybe look into people that stand to make hundreds of millions of dollars off this project, and let's be so for real and so clear, that is not us. It is not us. But sure, let's do the thing that all men who are scared and have no actual facts do, which is accuse women who have a fully formed thought of being the problem and being Chinese operatives, just like me. Like, what are we talking? How are we making this video right now? Like, this is a real man, and he chose to wear this hat that says Utah National Security. When did they have these made? Was it a gift from Stuart Adams and Spencer Cox and Mike Schultz? I don't know. But please, Kevin, let us know where this dumbass hat came from. So we decided that we need to make a hat of our own because we also have security concerns for the state of Utah, just slightly different. We are worried about the Great Salt Lake. We are worried about our carbon emissions. We are worried about our electrical grid. We are worried about the temperatures rising in our state. We care about the economic, environmental future of our state. So if you would like to support the work that we are doing that apparently has these billionaires shaking in their boots, you can buy our hat, which now says Utah Nature Security. And those donations of just $30 will go to support the work that we're doing.
By the way, we will link to the hat in the description box below. Shout out to this pairing because they are doing the Lord's work in the state of Utah. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYT Sports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.